Once upon a time, in a lush green jungle, there was a mighty gorilla named Gordo. Gordo was not an ordinary gorilla. He was the strongest of all the animals in the jungle. His muscles were so big that the other animals often said he could lift a whole tree with one hand. But despite his enormous strength, Gordo had a kind heart and always used his power for good. One sunny morning, while Gordo was enjoying his breakfast of ripe bananas, he heard a commotion near the river. Curious, he swung through the trees to find out what was happening. To his surprise, he saw all the jungle animals gathered around. Looking worried, it was Leo the lion, who was stuck under a fallen tree. The mighty king of the jungle was in trouble. None of the other animals were strong enough to lift the heavy tree. Gordo knew he had to help. With a determined look on his face, he approached the fallen tree. All the animals watched in awe as Gordo wrapped his strong arms around the trunk and, with one great heave, lifted it off Leo. The lion was free. Leo thanked Gordo profusely. Leo called him the true hero of the jungle. News of Gordo's heroic deed spread throughout the jungle. Animals from near and far came to see the mighty gorilla. Some brought gifts of fruits and flowers, while others just wanted to shake Gordo's hand. But Gordo stayed humble, always reminding everyone that true strength comes from helping others. One day, as Gordo was napping in the shade of a giant tree, a tiny mouse named Miko approached him. Miko was small but brave and had come to ask for Gordo's help. The mouse's family lived in a burrow near the edge of the jungle, but a group of wild boars had taken over their home, leaving Miko and his family with nowhere to go. Gordo listened carefully and promised to help. That evening, Gordo went with Miko to the edge of the jungle. When they arrived, Gordo saw the wild boars causing chaos. With a loud roar, Gordo approached the boars. At first, the wild boars laughed at the idea of a gorilla challenging them, but when Gordo lifted a giant rock and tossed it aside like it was a pebble, the boars quickly changed their minds. They fled, leaving Miko and his family to return safely to their home. Miko's family was overjoyed, and they invited Gordo to a feast in his honor. Gordo accepted but made sure everyone knew that helping friends was reward enough for him. As the days went by, Gordo continued to use his remarkable strength to help those in need. Whether it was lifting fallen trees, retrieving lost possessions from high branches, or protecting the smaller animals from danger, Gordo was always ready to lend a hand. And so, Gordo the mighty gorilla became the beloved hero of the jungle, admired by all for his strength, kindness, and humility, and the jungle thrived under the protection of its most mighty and gentle giant.